Becoming a breatharian was always very fascinating to me. And I became even more enthusiastic about this idea after learning that space around us, the ether, is practically packed with energy. Do you know that one plank of space of ether contains the energy of entire visible universe? That is the latest scientific research of physicists and mathematicians around the world. They recently came to this conclusion. And so when I learned that, I became more connected with my breath. Because why eat food when you can take so much energy in with just your breath? As a beginner breatharian, I was just breathing in and out. So I would take the breath in, hold it, absorb all that beautiful energy, and slowly exhale. And again, I would breathe in this nourishing, delicious air, hold it in, allowing my body to absorb it, and breathe out. That basic breathing was really satisfying in the beginning, but that was equivalent of eating plain food and monotonous the same diet. So after a while, I began to differentiate between different types of air. Just like I enjoy different variety of foods, and I only like the best gourmet organic food that I can find. So here too, being a breatharian, I was now on a mission to find the best air around the world and experience it, get nourished with it, and perhaps even bring it to the people of the world. So exporting air in bottles. I'm showing this bottle, a plastic bottle, just because it's light and easy, but honestly speaking, I have a better bottle. Here I brought a variety of bottles. So this is a small glass bottle, and it's really easy to collect a sample of air. Of course, when you go to some exotic location, you just need to run and catch the air and rapidly put it inside, so it's kind of compact and you can transport it anywhere in the world. I prefer, however, the best quality is the container that is a little dark. It prevents oxidation of the air. So the same thing, you collect a sample just like any other bottle by running, catching, and corking it really quick. Now, of course, the least quality is the plastic bottle, and after 7 days having air in the bottle like this, after 7 days, it smells bad. It smells like plastic. Yeah, it smells kind of disgusting. So that's a local South Florida air here. I've collected it in ocean breeze early in the morning, around 7 a.m. in the morning, somewhere around right after sunrise. It's wonderful, but I do not recommend using plastic bottles because, again, it's gonna smell like plastic. You don't want to keep any food in plastic, including air. I mean, air to me now is a food. It's equivalent of food. In fact, scientists also discovered that we people burn way more energy compared to what we eat and burn as calories. So where do we get all this energy? We get it from the air, we get it from the environment, we get it from the space, which is packed with energy. So I want to announce to you, my friends, that you are all breatharians. We are all breatharians. In fact, if you make one inhale and one exhale a day, you are a breatharian. The good thing about being breatharian is that you can bring bottle of any size full with air across the world on airplane without the customs throwing it away. You know how you cannot bring the liquid water, bottle of water, because it might be a potential hazard. Now the air, you don't have the same problem with air. So you can bring any size container full of air on either check-in the baggage or in your walk-in baggage, and it's going to be okay. Now, people often ask me if I'm allowed, or breatharians allowed, to eat any food. And I said, well, yes, it has to be liquid. Fresh juices I use whenever I feel like. Actually, any food in liquid form. In fact, when you chew a steak in your mouth, you liquefy it. You liquefy it with your saliva, so it becomes liquid. So then you swallow it. It's a liquid food, so that's okay. You can eat whatever you want as long as it's liquid. And of course, no one's gonna swallow the whole piece of steak or bread or potato without chewing and liquefying it in your mouth. So the liquidity of food is already pre-built in your system because you were born a breatharian. You were designed to be a breatharian by nature. And so you are a breatharian. High five! I travel around the world collecting the air samples and also experiencing and indulging in variety of airs that I can find around the globe. And I can give you several examples. For example, the South Florida air here by the ocean feels pretty clean, but it's a little heavy. It's a little heavy. It has lots of moisture, high humidity, because it's a swampy area. So it's good, but you know, if you have lots of vata in your system, perhaps, or if you have lots of fire in your system, if you're prone to be kind of like allergic to too much humidity, then this air is not for you. Recently I traveled to Costa Rica, and it's the same problem near the ocean. It's always high humidity, but up in the mountains, in the area of lake, I forgot the name of the lake, but anyways, the air was pristine. It was a perfect combination of humidity and sun energy. It felt very light. The air felt very light. It was not very fragrant, but it was light and very easy to breathe. Like I really was indulging in the lightness of that air. In the mountains of Colombia, for example, near the Bogota, for example, the area of Chuachi, the air was to me a bit arid, a little dry. And so it was light because it was high altitude, but too dry to my taste. And I don't know, I enjoyed it because it was so clean and pure, but it was a little bit harsh to breathe it all the time. So I eventually had to come down and get a little bit more balanced. Then the air in the forests, in the deep woods of sequoia woods here in the United States, it was wonderful. It was quite fragrant, but only during the day. At night, I felt it was too much humidity, but the amount of oxidant was tremendous there, just because we're surrounded by so much vegetation. So you see, you have to kind of find your own favorite air that balances you as a human, because no one is like you. We're all different and we all have different balances in our bodies. So some people would prefer arid mountain air, someone would more enjoy the ocean air. My favorite air to this day is air in Hawaii. The aroma of blossoming flowers, and they blossom there all the time. The perfect altitude. It's surrounded by the ocean, but at the same time, the volcanoes, the mountains are kind of like high in altitude. So, in being right in the middle of the ocean, the purity, the fragrance, and somehow the humidity was just the perfect level for me, to my taste. So to me, Hawaiian air is the most delicious and nutritious air of all. Like, I practically didn't eat anything and I was blossoming there. Every time I go there, I blossom. So find your own favorite air and have a wonderful, exciting journey on your path of being a breatharian. Namaste.
While you're present, it's air from Egypt.
From Egypt?
Yes.
Oh my God! I've never had air from Egypt. I can't wait to breathe it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Himalayan air, rich in ions of copper, in this wonderful vessel. I highly recommend that for your air container as well. It's beautiful. I can do this all day long.